Thank you so much for joining us on the show today, Omar. Why don't you just go ahead and take us back a little bit? We've gleaned from reports that there have been protests against this plant for the past 3 years. Why don't you take us through it?
Yeah, thanks for having me. So this, as you correctly said, it's the first coal plant that's being planned in Kenya and East Africa, and therefore there was a lot of ignorance, and people didn't really understand what really this was all about. And therefore, after doing our own due diligence and talking to the people who've already gone through coal plants in their lives, we realized that it's really a bad project, and we've felt that there is a necessity of the whole nation coming together and speaking in one voice that we don't need the Lamu coal plant. We don't just need it because of environmental and social and health reasons, but also because it doesn't make any economic sense to the extent that we've had experts look at the coal plant and the power purchase agreement that has been signed. And it's going to make Kenya commit to pay about $9 billion in a period of 25 years for a plant that's not really going to be used, which is going to be highly underutilized. And therefore, everyone in Kenya, including civil society organizations and communities, both in Lamu and within Kenya, are speaking on one voice in this. And we had a very big win last week on Wednesday when the court finally cancelled the environmental impact assessment license of the coal plant, citing many reasons, including the fact that the coal proponents didn't even consult the people that are going to be affected by this plant adequately for them to raise their concerns. They didn't even let us know some of the important aspects of the project and information for people to make informed decisions whether this is a project that they're going to support. And finally, they didn't even talk about some of the other aspects that are going to affect people really hugely, including technical and designs of things like the ash pond and how they're planning to handle the coal ash that's going to come from the plant. And Lamu being a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which depends quite a lot on tourism and fishing for the local community, we've definitely concluded that this plant is only going to benefit the coal proponents while going to affect the people of Lamu and Kenyans at large in being able to pay for this plant and also living with the devastating effect that is going to come from it.
Right. Omar, I'm not sure if you would be privy to this information, but why do you think Lamu was identified in the first place as the ideal place for this coal plant to be constructed? As you said, it's a UNESCO World Heritage Site.
Yeah, so the coal plant will be about 20 kilometers from the Lamu Old Town. So Lamu seems to, of late, being the place that all development projects are being taken. If you will be aware, they are planning to do the Lamu Port South Sudan Ethiopian Transport Corridor at that point, where they're going to have the Lamu Port in Lamu. And definitely one of the justification of having the coal plant in Lamu is two things. One is that it's going to be near the port site, and therefore they get a good place of handling the coal that they're going to be importing from South Africa. And secondly, that the justification of the reason why they need the energy from the plant is to power some of these Vision 2030 projects that Kenya has, and one of them is the Lamu port. And therefore the reason. And finally, also the fact that it's near the sea, and therefore the access to the port, and definitely also they need a lot of water in ensuring that the plant runs efficiently, because they need the water for heating it and generating the electricity from the same.
Right. You know, we've seen reports that the U.S. ambassador to Kenya took to Twitter saying that he supported the project and that it was clean, safe, and an affordable solution. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, it could be maybe because it doesn't have all the information, because we've looked at all the information that's available, including what's legally binding for the coal proponents. If you look at the environmental impact assessment report, that actually we've just had the license cancelled because of serious deficits from it. You will figure that they're using a technology that's called supercritical technology. This is a technology that has been around for the past about 50 years, and therefore one has to ask a question. If other countries are already suffering from this plant, then therefore this is more of like just trying to do the same thing that other people have been doing and expecting a different result.
Right. You know, this plant would be the result of a $2 billion investment from the Chinese. What do you think their thoughts are on this? Have they spoken up about it?
Yeah, so we've reached out to them. We've tried to reach out to them since 2016, both the embassy and the investor, Industrial and Commercial Bank of China, to make sure that they understand the community concerns and the Kenyan concerns about this project. Because while their investment will return back to them with profits, definitely it's not going to support these people. And definitely with investments, it shouldn't really only be about profits. It should also be about the people who are going to be living with these projects and Kenyans. They have to be improved in how they're living and their source of livelihoods. And therefore, we've reached out to them. They've also, because of a lot of public outcry at this point, they called us for a meeting last week on Friday, the Chinese embassy here in Nairobi, and we were categorical to them. We informed them that we are against any coal project in Kenya, and therefore they should find other means of investing this money in other renewable or other projects that are not going to affect the people of Kenya, both socially, health, and economically. They've known that. They know that we're resilient on this and will never waver on this.
Omar, you've mentioned and we've seen in reports that the concerns are health issues that would come to the people of Lamu, but also that it would devastate their livelihoods. But tell me, exactly how would this coal plant affect the lives of the residents of Lamu?
Yeah, definitely. So as we all know, the coal plant being in Lamu, and Lamu being a UNESCO World Heritage Site, definitely the major source of income at this point is tourism, because a lot of people come to Lamu because of how serene and beautiful it is. It's the best preserved Swahili settlement in East Africa for the past 300 years. And therefore, it's a place that everyone wants to come just to see the beaches, the wonderful culture and heritage that you find here. So definitely tourism is going to be affected. And secondly, the fact that also the community in Lamu, about 75% of the community depend either directly or indirectly on fishing. And therefore, if this is going to be affected, then definitely the people of Lamu are going to be really hit quite hard, to the fact that about 6,000 fishermen depend on that area that the coal is going to be located. Right next to it, where the coal plant will be disposing the effluent coming from it into the sea, which is going to affect the marine life. And in other sense, either make the marine life leave that space or be affected, and therefore whatever they are able to catch at that point becomes not safe for consumption. And therefore, if these two economies are affected and the coal plant can only employ about 400 people while affecting the whole population, then this is really something that we should be thinking about or even debating, because we are losing a major part of the economy in the benefit of a few people who have to make billions in our expense.
Right. Today, the UNESCO World Heritage Committee is meeting. Tell me what that meeting is about and what do you think is going to come out of it?
Yeah, so the World Heritage Committee issued a draft decision, which is being debated on at this point on the Lamu coal plant. On that draft decision, they are raising concerns about the extent of so many projects coming to Lamu and how these projects stand to affect the outstanding universal value of the World Heritage Site in Lamu. And therefore, they've made several recommendations, including the fact that they've not been able to get information of the plant. The government has not done any strategic environmental assessment of all the projects that are coming and cumulatively how it's going to affect the outstanding universal value and how it's going to affect the heritage and culture. And therefore, they proposed, or they are going to propose, to place Lamu on the World Heritage list in danger, because the government, at the rate in how they're doing the things at this point, then they're going to affect that outstanding universal value. But definitely the government through Burkina Faso are trying to push for amendments on this draft decision. And on the amendments, they're actually trying to push things like removing all mention or areas that are talking about the Lamu coal plant. They're definitely trying to instigate or not uphold public participation on the areas that are going to be affected. Definitely, they're not considering even the heritage impact assessment, how this projects that are coming to Lamu, how they're going to affect the heritage and the culture of the people. And finally, they're also trying to make sure that the decision is weakened when in real sense they have not done enough. So for us, what we're trying to do is to push to have the decisions as it is, to ensure that the issues concerning the coal plant, which are really critical to be included, definitely ensuring that the World Heritage Committee makes it as a condition that the government has to make sure that it has public participation with the people in Lamu and ensure that they take into consideration issues of heritage and culture. And finally, that they make sure that the government does a strategic environmental assessment that takes all these projects that are coming to Lamu and how they're going to affect Lamu as a UNESCO World Heritage Site, which is a means of livelihood of many communities and people of Lamu.